sure this was a winnable case? All the map points towards me. The media has already torn me to shreds. The jury must be saying guilty already. Don't worry, Miss Lynn. If I've gathered all my research correctly, this case is shut and done. If you're that confident, then I shouldn't have anything to worry about, right? If the judge needs to call us soon, then you should remain calm. It'll make you look more suspicious.
Now, let's settle down. Let the court rise for the case of the murder of Peter Lynn. As the defendant representing Miss Lynn is Miss Anderson, sorry. As the persecutor is Miss Nordis. May the odds be ever in your favor. May the prosecutor begin his case. Graciana, my first action is to call Para Lynn onto the stand. If you are truly not guilty, then are you able to retell your story to the court?
Well, I came home. I go to yoga classes on Saturdays. After that, I went back home to get something. Then there he was, dead on the ground. I'm sorry. That's all. The nine the call to 911 was a blur.
If you didn't say to go to yoga, then you would be at home. If you weren't at yoga classes, then you weren't home. Why is this, Miss Lynn?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to mix up the story. I don't know. I can't remember. Objection! Objection, my honor. But my client's gone through an extremely intense traumatic event. If someone's gone through a traumatic event, then their brain would do everything in its power to suppress it. Law of detachment. If trauma conflicts with memory, then her brain is trying to autofill the blanks. The death of Mrs. Lynn's husband conflicts with her memory. Therefore, her brain is autofilling the blanks. Count of memory loss shouldn't be too surprising to the court.
Her story doesn't line up with her actions, then she must not be including everything, therefore her story isn't true. And even so, there are court orders out there that state that a witness can take a recording in a private room as an interview of the events. Now, let's bring out the evidence. Bring out your first piece. Evidence 1. The murder weapon. As you see here, the murder weapon still with Miss Lynn's blood and everything. If the phosphoric evidence is found, then Miss Lynn was the last one to use this knife. Then she must have been the one who killed him.
If the forensic evidence is not correct, therefore Mrs. Lynn was not the last one to use the knife.
You would be correct, Miss Anderson, but you don't have the stage right now, ma'am. Mr. Norris, take a seat. Let's the defense rise.
For my first action, I'm calling up my client, Paralyn, to the stand. Paralyn, you are shown that you arrived at your house at 10:25 a.m. Then you made the call to 911 at 10:27 a.m. Do you recognize this car? I don't think so. It looks familiar. I wish I could recall, but wait. I think I do remember.
Objection. This new this is news to the court, or was this left out of the investigation on purpose? This photage accurate, sorry, this photograph accurate enough to even tell what was happening. Why did the neighbor refuse to hand over his evidence that could easily have been cleared Miss Lynn's name?
No one asked the neighbor. They gave me the footage. Alright, so let's just move on. Let's call upon the doctor who did the autopsy. We call Dr. Orion Jenkins to the stand.
Hello, I am Dr. Orrin Jenkins.
Dr. Jenkins, given the report, Mr. Lynn was stabbed in the ribs, face, lower back, and legs. At least 50 stab wounds that were fatal.
That is correct. It is possibly Miss Lynn's could have done it if it was her or, well, someone else. They must have known where the most vulnerable parts are.
If it was Miss Lynn, then she would have been covered in numerous amounts of blood. The police report recounts that she only had blood on her hands.
Correct. Besides the external damage, the internal damage did a lot too. Mr. Lynn's ribs were broken, as some of the stab wounds did terrible damage to its internal organs.
From what you are saying, if Miss Lynn did kill him, then she would have to put extreme force upon the knife?
Yes, Mr. Lynn. At 140 pounds, along with her weight, he had to be knocked out by drugs or another force. With a few new discoveries, my honor, may us, as the court, take a short recess to realign ourselves?
I don't think this is going how we want it. Miss Anderson, I think. Don't worry, Lynn. Everything will work out. Take 5. But remember, you can't interact with any other witnesses.
Wait, I'm on? This trial is if a train wreck was mixed with a dumpster fire. And, well, I saw that once. It was not good. It was just a bunch of garbage containers on a train. It wasn't good. But my good Py- Pythagorean, I'll need a drink after this one.
If you do not drink, then this case was indeed not a dumpster fire. My dear Ned, I think you should be optimistic about this.
Good pie. Who let you in here, Wit? I really want to talk with them.
Tisk tisk, Ned, my dearest friend, you forget the laws of logic.
Which one, fool? There's like three. I think four? No?
Okay. You sure that's all? Para, one slip up in this case could backfire so quickly. If we do win, then how do I move on from this? If we don't win, then how do you move on? How do you how don't you move on from this? You'll be stuck in jail for decades. Could you be able to handle that?
On the stand, we have Thea Fore, Foru, some, sorry for mispronunciation, ma'am. The lead detective is on the case.
Good evening. Well, it's certainly an evening.
If Miss Lynn was not at the house, then where was she?
Well, from some witnesses who want to remain anonymous, Miss Lynn was talking about a certain situation.
What certain situation was that, ma'am?
From what we gathered, he was having an affair with one of his clients. We don't know who, though, because patient confidentiality. The car. Miss Lynn said she's seen it before. If the car flew through the house, then it might be the mistress. The car. You said it was familiar. Could you place a time that you've seen it before? I think it could have been people who worked with us. I don't know who, but I swear that car was familiar. If they worked for you, then you must have something that relates to them. Then we could find the mistress. If you want, you can go through my wallet. I usually keep onto important business cards.
Miss Lynn, are you sure you're telling the truth? Last time we asked you for the truth, you gave scrambled mess to find out that you were lying. I highly doubt you're telling the truth.
Please! I loved my husband! I gave up everything for him! Even when I found out he was cheating on me, I didn't want to leave. I want to leave him. I would never think about killing or harming him. We were together for 20 years. We had children.
Detective Ford is currently looking for the wallet. As for you, ma'am, I only don't believe you because of prior experience. Do not take this as a personal attack. Then, if there's nothing notable in there, Miss Woodland will be left with current evidence we have, which is diddly squat.
Holy binomial, what's this?
What have you found, ma'am? I, I don't want to try to pronounce your last name.
I was searching my wallet and came upon a loose opening in the flaps fabric. I found these.
Why would Miss Lynn hide this from the court? If this isn't Miss Lynn or any of her kids, then this must be the mistress?
This doesn't look
This
like.
doesn't look like.
Sorry, sir. This doesn't look like any of their kids. Therefore, this has to be the mistress. If that is the patient, then this case is going to go sideways. Penny Point, you've been called to the stand. We are to believe that you are the possible mistress of Mr. Lin and also former patient of the therapist. I am. So what? He's dead. Why should our old relationship be on full blast? We know we need to know some details. How long had you known the therapist, and when did this romantic relationship start? I've been seeing him for therapy since I was 12, and whatever the heck we had started at 18. Would you know who would have ever want to harm Mr. Lin? Listen, all I know is that he was weird. He got what he deserved. In what way was he weird, if you don't mind sharing with the court? He would he would talk about hiring a hitman, how we were destined to be together and stuff like that. He would try to convince my brothers to help him with it. Wait, would what would happen? Would it happen to that you work with anyone or have any family business? My father is the CEO of a interior design company, you know, the popular Slope one. Wait, a Slope card was found in her wallet. Wait, did you also lose a key or something? Have you have a car that your family typically drives around? Uh, yeah, I lost my key a while ago for personal business. And for personal business, we have a specific car.
And Miss Lynn or Mr. Lynn ever been called for personal business before at your father's company?
Yes, mostly Mr. Lin. Though I don't think Miss Lin ever even knew about the personal number.
Even if Miss Lynn isn't guilty of murder, she's guilty of tampering with evidence, which I don't remember off the top of my head.
Objection! My honor, if you use the laws of syllogism, if what Penny tells us is true, then Mr. Lin had ties to dangerous men, and they could have been the ones who to do it. Then Mrs. Lin is innocent. If Penny's keys was lost, then it would be possible if one of her brothers took it. Then the plan didn't work out like it wanted to, and it ended with Mr. Lin losing his life. If Penny tells us it's true, then Mrs. Lin is innocent. My client is innocent, my honor.
It's your honor. You have to say it right. And if you knew who the mistress was, then didn't you, why did you hide? Sorry.
I'm sorry. I knew that what he did was terrible, but I know if this got out, all the blame would be on Penny. She'd already been through enough, so much. It was stupid, but she was too young to have her life ruined by that monster.
We will be back when the jury has reached its verdict. I am robot, can change voice. Wit, if you keep bugging me, I'm about riding shotgun. I'm going to.
Hey, rookie, your name's Ned. Ned, right?
Legally, that is correct. Why do you ask, ma'am?
Just wanted to know my rival's name. I'm kidding, but you're a good lawyer. Although those mistakes you have to look out for.
Says you, Mrs. Anderson. Your argument was barely strung together correctly. Barely a coherent thought between the both of you and your client. But your client should be lucky.
Wait, aren't you married to the guy who did the autopsy? How did they allow that? Wait, you two don't have the same last name. Is it like the independent thing or legal troubles? Cause I too am a lawyer.
A lawyer in what state? Oh, yeah, your imagination. I'm sorry about my friend, though. Her family and entertainment lawyer. I don't even know why she's even allowed in here.
Family lawyer, idiot. I came if the case went more into family matters. I'm certainly not a cool criminal lawyer like you. Huh, don't worry, Mix Whack. I'm a family lawyer too. Why do you think I was handling such a case? Really? Second Ned! I am cool!
You aren't a family lawyer. The only family lawyers I've ever had interactions with were halfway down a bottle talking about other people's problems. And honestly, I do not care. Everyone gather back into the court. The jury has made their decision. Wit, I don't. After the jury returned a verdict in the case of Mr. Lynn's murder, we find Para Lynn innocent of first-degree murder, but guilty of tampering with evidence.
At least my client wasn't guilty of murder. Could have been worse.
Truly, he he kind of deserved it, though. I'd likely be called upon in the next trial, but
It's funny. Sometimes people do bad things for good reasons. You really can't blame her.
the hammer of justice has funny ways of working.
Ending for now, to be continued. Slipe! A loud sound of cardboard came from the closet.
Anderson, with the angelic world that are you missing in the light closet again?
No, 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 not this time. Sorry if I scared you, dear. I'm just trying to find something.
Oh well, if you need me, I'll be in here.
Don't worry, I think I found the right box.
Feeling nostalgic? Any reason why? You never look for old photos yourself. In fact, you really don't have many from our honeymoon.
I'm not fully sure either. To be honest, it's just Mr. Ned not? He seems so familiar. I just wish I knew why. That's it! Stop music. And now for Weezer. Welcome to the Weezer slide. It's just an extra bonus.
Yes, and it's annoying.
Beatbox. At least we're not in the
As I
big.
was saying
Okay.
earlier, I was going to go on talking about the story of how I got the court case of a particular a man from the Midwest. This man had racked up around 180 charges of murder.
Jesus.
He was a hired mercenary for Blue Construction Corp. He also had a German friend that had also went to trial for both war crimes and stealing a man's skeleton while he was still alive. It was quite an interesting case. The man was literally lead poisoned and got off on insanity.
I remember a time where I was in court and, my worst case was, someone stole a dog. That's not even the worst case. That's just a very funny case.
If I'm right, I actually it was it. Hmm.
I was Biggie Cheese's divorce lawyer. It was the worst. The man didn't shut up. I get it. You're sad. You're single. Your baby mama doesn't love you like she did before.
I should have stood in your stead.
Oh my god. The doctor from TF2? I thought you were dead.
The medic from TF2 is from Germany. I'm from Österreich or Austria.
Oh, that's understandable. Sorry for the mix up.
No. Where is Archimedes?
Uh, we don't have birds in the courthouse. Last time we did, I think someone accidentally, chucked it out the window.
No. No, it's my wife's bird.